What's up, everyone? Welcome to yet another exciting episode of Toke Moments. Today, I have with me someone who I am super duper inspired by, Kaffy, the dance queen. You know what actually inspires me the most about you? Just how great you look.
Oh my God! Thank you.
Woman to woman, I do gotta, give you your flowers. Because I know you're in your 40s.
Yes.
And you look fantabulous.
Thank you.
Like, dancing is definitely the way forward. I just can't, move my... I'm like the worst dancer ever. And
you keep saying that.
I am.
Okay.
You know what is so annoying?
What?
You know when we sit, we think we're like the best dancers.
And in your head and on the seat until you get up. Get up, stand up for, you're right.
I don't care.
That's where the problem starts.
And then in our head, when we sit, the dance move is connecting, right?
Yes.
Like this thing they do.
Yes.
I'm doing it. When I stand up, my legs just give way. It's just like my leg has a mind of its own.
Because I follow you on TikTok, so I see sometimes when you try to put a few moves together, sometimes like...
Do you know how many times
you have to rehearse?
That is.
But at least it comes through. I'm like, okay, she nailed this one. So
would you ever hire me to do a TikTok with you in your dance page?
Not hire.
Exactly.
Not the hire, not the hire part. Would I ever do one? Okay, it's okay, I'll do it. Will I hire you?
I'm so offended.
So no best. I have to tell the truth. I shame the devil.
You see what I mean? She started really well. And then she goes, I have to say the truth.
But I can use you like a video vixen, you look like, like Barbie doll. You look so hot. So I'll just like put you like pretty, so like the clicks can right, you'll be good for that.
But every time I see you guys doing, like, the way the dance moves have gone to the streets now, like, I'm like, the streets has taken over.
Yes,
do you know what I mean?
Yes,
and just the leg work for me, my legs are
cobweb
like,
now.
how do you do it? I'm just like, you guys just keep going. Then they add another one, then all the attitude that comes with the face and the mouth.
It's the turning of the eye for me. Even me. There are some I can't do. It's not sitting down well in my spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be going like I'm possessed with something. I think I take it too personal. I cannot be possessed.
Yeah, but how does it feel
beyond the possession that is already possessing me?
Sis, we're going against all those demons, but let me just ask this one question I've always wanted to ask you.
What?
How does it feel to be such a legend, to know that you literally gave something a career? Because you know that prior to Kaffy, there were dancing wasn't a thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even now you find people, there's a lady in England, I think her name is Coco.
Yeah.
I see her videos on Instagram, and she reminds me a lot of when you started.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Because you just used to make those videos, those street videos, and back then people didn't think this was a career, and you sort of forged that path, and now people will tell you I'm a dancer, and that's what they do.
And they can stick there. They can own it.
You've won awards. Yeah. You've flown countries. You're very international as an international dancer. You've danced for everyone.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
Girl.
As in, you're like the first person that would ask me that particular question of how does it feel to be a legend?
Oh, if you didn't know, you are. So if you don't know, now you know.
Thank you for that. Okay, so thank you for that. It's not a feeling. I think I take it more as a compliment or as an expression of you appreciating how far I've come. Because I don't know. I kind of like have a rein on a leash on fame and anything I could get into my head, because I still have a journey towards what I'm doing. Like, this is not it. You understand what I'm saying? There's so much more to do. And for me, I told myself when I was starting out with this career that I'm going to build a Fortune 500 company conglomerate with dance. And it's almost like I got to a forest and there's no path. And I had to literally take a cutlass and forge a path through it. And there are some paths that I will clear up, but I have to move off that path and clear another one. And somebody else is taking that path off, and I'm like, good for you. Take that area up. Like, you're not going to see me in a music video now just dancing. That's not me now. I'm more into the corporate business entrepreneurial part. Okay, now you kids are getting to know how to dance. How do you make money? How do you sustain it? How can you raise a family with that? How can you build an empire with that? That's the path I'm threading now. So the part where we need to convince you that dance is something that has its own, it's participating in the food chain or the business module of entertainment industry. I think we have beyond proven that point right now. But how do we sustain it? So I'm still digging that pathway. So the legendary comment, I'll take it as an absolute compliment. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And I wasn't trying to gas you up. It just is what it is.
Thank you.
Do you know
I appreciate
what I mean?
that. And I'm owning it.
Let's talk about dating real quick, because you had this public relationship, marriage, and divorce.
Yeah.
Since I've been there as well. So
Yes, been
did
there.
yours happen before mine, or did mine happen before yours?
Yours happened first. Well, I see your book, the book situation. So yours happened first, but doesn't mean mine was not cooking. The fire was boiling.
But did you know at the time when you were marrying him that this wasn't going to work?
No, I think I was not as educated and as informed as I am right now.
Mm.
When I look back at it, I just looked at it as you can be a good woman, but not the right woman.
Mm.
And you can be a good man and be not the right man.
Mm.
So sometimes the battle is always from the place of pain and from the kind of pain. It does not diminish the fact that you probably had a bad partner. I'm not going to say that people do get bad partners, but I'm saying whatever attracted them to you or you to them is where the
problem
work. Yes. So I had a different idea towards marriage that was really, really on that template of good wife, loyalty, faithfulness, integrity, all of that. And I brought that all to the table. Partnership, be there for your family, who you are, submit to your man. I was doing everything, but it was like, okay, bro, where's your part of that? And I just found myself giving and giving because I felt that, okay, I don't believe I'm perfect. I felt that the union would kind of like make whatever that needs to be fixed in my side to surface. Then we work it out together. Whatever is your weakness to surface, I'm that kind of person. I'm that kind of person that I will understand with you. And that's why I stayed in for so long. I'm not going to just cut you off or think, oh my God, from the very first situation, then I'm out. No, I would be like, okay, you know what? Okay, what's going on? What's happening? Do I need to be concerned about this situation? Let's talk about it. I am that kind of person that will talk about it. Sometimes I have to change roles. Okay, let me talk like a mother today. Tomorrow, let me talk like a sister. Because if I put the wife pants on, I probably will be screaming and yelling. But let me try and speak from
thing, you know how they always say to us that as women, when you want to talk to a man for him to listen, feed for him, let
do
him
something.
Eat. When he's sleeping, you now wake him up in the middle of the night and you can now speak to him and say, baby, I tried that shit.
And then,
it kept me by the toilet seat crying till the morning came up.
Exactly.
Because
and that is
the nigga told me what I was fearing to hear.
Because the thing is this, it depends, like I said, the right things might not even work when it's the wrong person, the right things won't work. You get. I invested a lot trying to make it work enough for the other party to do their best. And it got to a point when the therapist was talking to us, it was like, he looked at me and said, have you ever considered that that's all he got? That have you thought about it that
he can't give what he doesn't have?
This is it. Like he's spoken to us separately and he's spoken to us together. And it's like, I think that you need to consider that now, that that's really all he got. And that's when I understood and I started going on that self-reflection journey and understood where I made the mistakes. And I said, where were my mistakes? Your mistakes are sometimes people look at the word mistake and are easily defensive. Mistake, that wasn't the one. Did you still know what that man did to me? Auntie, calm down. We're not saying he didn't do.
But it takes two, really.
It takes two, and there's what they call cause and effect. And there's a lot of things in between all of that. It's a gray area. That is why it's never black and white. If we speak about relationship in 100 dimensions, we'll have 100 facts, 100 valid reasons, and everybody's emotions are valid. His emotions are valid why he committed infidelity. His emotions are valid. His emotions are valid why he did what he did or whatever it is that I don't want to go negative on his side. It's all valid because we all have our reasons. But your validation of whatever you're doing or your justification of whatever you're doing, you can't force that on me to accept that if it's not aligning with my belief system or my core values. So it's okay, do you, if that's what you want to do. I just wish I knew that earlier to know what I was dealing with. So I'll say my part, my mistake, due diligence. I didn't do enough of it. I went straight with heart. I believe.
But is that not how we're supposed to go?
Unfortunately, it's not. Unfortunately, they say, hi, love is not enough, baby. Come to me, all I want. Exactly. Love it how you hate me. No need. Come to me, come with sense. Thank God, so nobody missing that song. But however, what I'm saying is, I learned the hard way to understand love is not enough. Because if we look at the principle of how God even works with us, he knew that. Even God knows love is not enough. There's nobody that loves us more than God. And there's nobody that's ready to wipe us off faster than him. He had to hold himself back like a couple of times to say, these people are getting... And that is God. The definition of love. Love man so much. See what man is doing because of free will. If God allows man to do his will, because love does not...
control.
It doesn't control. Then who am I to say you must love me when you are not wanting to love me the way I want to be loved? So at some point, I felt that I was trying so hard to get something that somebody was not willing to give. You understand? Out of the fact that,
I don't mean to cut you, but do you think that sometimes our biggest, and I'm just asking a blank question. Do you feel like this generation, some of the biggest issues we have is acceptance? Because you're saying something, this is what this person has got, right? They can give you what they don't have. Do you think the problem sometimes stems with us trying to make them into the version of what kind of love we want to receive? As to when you accept that person for
who they are and how they are,
and I'm going to love you.
This is why I said my mistake was due diligence. Due diligence is, especially those of us that are givers and empaths, we rush too quickly into savior hero mode. We are too quick to feel that I can change this man. I can, you know what, he needs me. To see that thing that he's doing wrong, I can love it out of him. I can give him so much love that thing. So I was looking at some of his flaws from a place that when I have conversations, I go, maybe it's a lack of love that forced you here. If I give you love, it's to take you away from me. No, it's not, it won't work like that.
You're drowning even further.
Yes, because it's a habit, it's a behavior, it's a pattern. It's a pattern of living, it's everything. So I need to unravel and unclog myself from the thought process that love is enough to bring someone to you. It's a form of manipulation on its own. And I had to realize it, that me trying to love you to love me is manipulation.
Never thought about it like that.
It is. It's just that it's subtle in its form because it comes from a place of genuine care and understanding. But there's a tad line of selfishness in there because you are loving someone from your expression, but you didn't match your energy to know the reciprocity of it before you committed to it. But you just went there assuming the reciprocity will come because you gave enough of it.
I want to ask you, do you think, like, what was the biggest thing for you? Because I feel like a lot of people are watching us right now, and you find so many people who are also stuck in situations that are not working. And they just don't know what to do. They hear you and they're like, wow, I know this is how I'm feeling. I know that I've tried with this person. I know, for you, I know you touched on infidelity. Was that what it was? Like, we all know what our deal breakers are. Do you know what I mean? And then sometimes the lines also get blurred because when you ask someone, what was it that made you feel like, you know what, I'm just not going to do this anymore? Was it infidelity? Was it the lack of commitment?
I feel that it was a total to generalize, it was disrespect to the idea of what we had. There was a lot of disrespect to it. Infidelity is one of the components of the disrespect, but it spans more than that.
But would you leave, now that it's happened?
Yes.
Would you leave somebody over infidelity?
I didn't say infidelity. If it was only infidelity, I don't think I would have left. Do you get what I'm saying? And there's also a manner too. The infidelitiousness. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a different case with, okay, this is a situation, it's one off, I made a mistake, bam. There's another case
Is it really a mistake for me?
So there was a situation I had to do. Please, okay, maybe we're not communicating, all right? Okay, we have to understand that this have happened more than the amount of time it needs to happen. Is there a problem somewhere that is underlining? Maybe we need to talk about that. Because I've heard of cases of people who have a sexual...
They're addicted to sex.
Yes, or something like that. And it's a different case. I will have easily said it was that if there's a situation whereby I'm the one going, I don't want to leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. It's not that case. So which one is it? So that I know, okay, is it me? Or no, it's not you. Okay, so what is it? Did I do something wrong to push you out there? So no, it's just a habit, and I got away with it a lot of time, and I just started getting comfortable doing it.
I feel like the world, like I always say this, it's, you already know you're not the one man, one woman kind of guy. You already know you don't believe in that. I feel like people who are like that need to end up with people who are
themselves.
Like them. Because there are also women who are like that too.
I said, do you know why don't you talk like this? I said it, I think I even did a video on it. I said, I think we should get to a point in life that we should get to a point that we are so open that you
Yeah.
can meet people on the face and say, hello, oh, Toke, how are you? I'm fine. How are you doing? Okay, I'm a monogamous. No, I'm polygamous. Okay, bye.
Finish.
Do you understand? There's no need to hide it. Don't try and be like I was telling a friend of mine yesterday when we were talking. I said, you don't wait for marriage for the urge of wanting multiple women. Marriage is, there's not magic dust that as you put the ring, boom, I've now become a man that doesn't knock anymore. It doesn't work like that. You have to build it. I already have the discipline of not sleeping all over the place prior to marriage. So for me,
But why didn't you? What is good for the goose? Why?
I can't. I cannot. I'm telling you, I cannot
Wait,
do
your
it.
heart and your pum pum are connected.
Not the heart. It's a spirit thing for me, spiritual. I feel that it's an exchange for me. It's very deep.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to take you on that.
Take me on that. I'm on that.
When women say this thing,
yes,
I feel like we put that extra pressure on ourselves.
It's not a pressure.
Let me tell you what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, tell me.
You know how there's it's always women that tell you, I think it's a spiritual thing. I think it's a spiritual. Men, when we say they do am since, time will never strike them down.
That's the reason why the world is the way it is today. That's why we have people going crazy.
Everyone's cheating.
That's why we have children that are coming out when they shouldn't come out, and we have behaviors that are out there because they're not out there because there's a gender going rampant, and they are the one that is the one distributing the generation all over the place.
We can't say that, Kaffy.
They are
We
part
can't
of the
say
problem.
it's just one gender.
I'm not saying one gender. I'm just saying
women
it's
who
part
are
of it.
also
Doing
like
it.
that.
So I'm saying
Do you know
that
what
for
I mean?
both genders who are like that. That's
Yeah.
the reason why that messing around, for me, I don't see. I'm saying to everybody now, this is not about anybody. I'm not judging those of you that want to do 5 on 5. It's okay.
What's 5 on 5?
I don't know. I just want to say something that sounds like plenty number. I just want to say something. I don't
Okay,
care.
5
I'm
men,
not
5
judging
women.
you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I'm judging.
don't come to my domain and make me look like, why are you only doing one? I can't. It affects me psychologically and spiritually. I'm a portal. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm a vessel of God. I'm a temple embodying something in me that is beyond me on the flesh. And that is how I choose to believe that. I even regret having to sleep with the amount of men I slept with before I got married. And I can still count them in my hand, with one hand. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, so that is how much, because every time I fell in love, I thought they were the one. I never thought, okay, I'm just going to do this guy for the moment or whatever. The thoughts have come. Actually, after this divorce, I've had that kind of thought that
Maybe that's what you need.
maybe Michelle,
let me take off my glasses and tell you.
Actually, one of my family members called me. I was
Honestly,
like,
I feel like, I'm not trying to cut you off. I feel like you need to date without thinking the next person is the one. I feel like you need to just get to a point. Because sis, listen, you're in your 40s.
Yeah.
You're not going to take your vagina to heaven. Like,
okay, if I take it to heaven the way it is, problem. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Let me just tell you what I'm trying to say to you.
Okay,
I feel like
yeah.
I get you.
Okay.
And this is, I know I might come for flack. I'm not trying to say that God, I just feel like as I grow older, I've come to a place of humility where I believe that God is not as invested as we think.
Yes, He's not going to kill us and destroy us.
Let me tell you why I'm saying
that.
this. And I have scripture to back it up.
Oh yeah, let's
Bible,
go.
So
Let's go.
So if you remember the parable when Jesus was in the synagogue and they came to meet Jesus and they asked Jesus that there was a man who was married.
Okay.
He died. His brother married the woman.
Yes.
7 years later, he died.
Yes.
Another brother married the same woman.
Yes.
7 years later, he died. Back in those days, it was fine.
Yes, they were doing it like that.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And they said, all right, Jesus, so when we get to heaven, who is the rightful husband to this woman?
There's no marriage.
Did you hear what Jesus said? He said it's for here. If marriage was that important, perhaps Jesus would have indulged in it.
Okay.
Let me
that line I'm going to use to hold you.
My own is that if we know, because sometimes this thing kept me up at night thinking that is it that God loves men more than He loves us? Because men get away with so many things that
that's
they
what you
do.
think.
That's
what you think.
Come out, Shiwo. A man will live, move, nothing. You there standing there thinking, come on, God loves all of us equally. He does not think like that.
I do not believe that.
I stopped thinking that I don't
believe that. I think it does. It just happens to them differently. We are more explosive and expressive with our feelings and our thoughts. Men know how to hide it better.
I think we interpret karma to be what we want it to be. Because
exactly. Sometimes you want it to look a certain way. You need fire to burn out of the guy's head and one you blow. And it's eye to gorge.
Yes.
However, where I've seen men suffer the most is in the inside. They see the inside of a man is deeper than we even think it is.
I just feel like, honestly, back to me telling you that I think that you still need to, get your coochie waxed and have some fun before all of that. Because listen, the divorce is done, dusted.
No, it's done and dusted.
I know.
Yeah.
In order for you to, I'm not saying love is not going to happen for you, girl.
Kaffy, get a groove on. You want
how
bring the sexy back. How Stella God?
Listen,
no, actually, I'm doing it.
You need to meet someone that is just good for just
the thing.
Let's
just do this.
Do you understand?
Like, let me unleash on you.
All your life.
Let me unleash it out.
You've always been dating because you believe that we must walk down the aisle. I'm the purpose. You are the bishop.
Okay.
You are the
actually have a different perspective about that. I actually
this is not saying that no.
The walking down the aisle is a great thing. But for me, based on the kind of journey I've been and the shege I've seen and the reflection and the self-work I've had to go through, I value a relationship
more than that.
If we're going to end there, it's fine. But let's be vulnerable.
Okay, but
let's
what I'm
connect.
Saying to you,
let's have that chemistry.
I hear you, but what I'm saying to you is
I can't date.
You need to disconnect your heart from your pum pum.
I cannot.
You have to.
Then it's not going to be beautiful.
So you're literally not going to sleep with anyone. If Jesus comes tomorrow, just go to heaven and say,
I will sleep with someone, and I'm going to come back here on the podcast and say, hey,
your husband,
babe. Wait, okay. I will tell you that it's going to be my husband if
That's what I'm saying. That you don't have to marry the next guy that you have sex with. Everything doesn't have to be so serious. Some relationships just come so that you discover.
Okay. I think the reason why I'll accept what
someone.
The reason why I'm going to accept what you're saying is because God works in mysterious ways. I'm not saying I'm condoning. Please, I'm not condoning the idea of just bang and wang.
Sis, guess what? You're in your 40s. God ain't judging you for who you're sleeping with. You're no longer 25.
Why are you saying this again? You're sounding like one of my aunties, my sisters. You know what she said? She was like, I think you've done enough good woman to the day you die. So I think right now, if you have, and she knows she's a prayer warrior. She said, I don't think, sister, you've been a good woman. God understands.
He does.
Even if you have one person that just for.
Because let me tell you what you do now.
That's what he said.
I was like, you worry about work. Let me tell you what you do. Work,
kids. Yes.
I know the plan you're making on the side. The kids, if a man even meets you, tell me how he wants to even look at you and say,
I'm so much fun, actually.
I know you are, but I'm saying that sometimes you don't know if that's how you even meet the person that clicks. I know someone who went through a really rough time.
Yeah.
I know that people are looking at me and thinking, okay, well, but maybe I haven't found someone or whatever. Listen, I'm not dating for a reason. And I have people I'm entertaining. Yeah? What I will say is, I found out that sometimes, as you said, God's ways are never ours.
Yeah.
And then half the time when a miracle is going to happen, where we're stuck as human beings is because we have an idea, and I don't blame us. From our vantage point, what we can see, we trust. And I know that faith is the substance of things that you can't see, but I get that. But I'm saying that sometimes I've looked at how God works most times, yeah? And this is not me saying that I'm not, this is not a pastor, this is not a judge. If you want to be a judge, maybe you can skip this past. I'm just saying that as human beings, sometimes he's also in love with the fact that we're as human as we can be. Self-righteousness is rags before his eyes. Do you understand?
Of course.
I also feel like, ideally, someone's going to walk into this studio.
Yeah.
They'll walk through the door.
Yeah.
But if God is going to walk in through this studio, he might come through the light.
True.
I always tell people that,
you
know what, the best way Jesus could have come back to, the best way the Messiah that was promised to us could have come. Wouldn't it make sense if at 4 p.m. one afternoon, the heavens opened, all the angels in all their regalia and all their wings came out with trumpets, and then there was a staircase and this man just came down saying, I'm the promised Messiah. We will all believe it will be easier, right?
Yeah, but everybody will know that way.
Guess what? The promised Messiah is here. You go to Galilee, you can meet him with all your problems.
Yeah.
At least we'd know. But he came in a manger. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and
so I feel like
you're
what
right
I'm trying
on
to say to you is sometimes you pre-plan. It came out as me saying, I'm not saying sleep around.
Yes,
I'm saying that
I understand your context.
You know what? So don't plan. Just be. If you meet a nice gentleman that tickles the cup, just don't look at it as. Just be, enjoy. You deserve it. Sis. You deserve to be taken care of.
Yes.
You deserve to be adored. You deserve your feet to be rubbed. You deserve back rubs and everything. And if he leads down there, guess what? It happened in a way that you never imagined.
That is actually where I am. I am not in that position anymore because I have understood letting go.
Yeah.
Letting go
was... but also let go
not to anywhere. Anyway.
Sis, you think about it too much.
It's not think. That's the thing. I'm not overthinking
No,
it.
what I mean is that so if you met someone today, like if you just met someone who's like, let's just knock boots, you'll be like, you're not interested. You start thinking about
that same day. That I see.
What's the big deal?
What if you say evil spirit?
What's your an evil spirit?
I know my spirit.
I'm just messing with you.
I know.
I get what you mean.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I really am open to dating. I'm open to fun. I'm open to someone who wants to have sincere fun and just say, can we just have fun? I love your vibe. I love your energy. I'm all about energy now. I love your energy. I feel even a connection needs to be built.
Yeah.
Some people think connection is that moment. No, it needs to be built over time. I've never been that lady that.
But I'll tell you, the street is full of useless people, Sha.
I know that. It's fine. But guess what? I am not going to use. Do you know the funny thing? I have decided to not speak from that perspective any longer. Do you know? Because I am not the population censor board of God. If let Lagos be full of, they say men has come, women has come out, whatever it is that they're full of, I know what I'm looking for is still out there.
Wow.
It's out there and I want to believe that. And I'm going to call that as a positive energy towards me. There's a young, beautiful, vibrant, and when I say young, I'm not talking about age-wise. I'm just saying I have a youthful energy and I'm just going to die if somebody doesn't have that kind of energy.
So would you never date like a 70-year-old man?
Yeah. What?
You would never date like a 70-year-old man? If he has loads of money, would you date him?
No, like
Really?
I think I think because of the kind of person I am. Like if you look at me, I'm 43 and I vibe like a late 20 and early 30 kind of person. But I'm 43. So if you use the word 70, it would be also unfair on somebody who I might see and vibe it, and until he tells me I'm 70 before I know he's 70.
True.
Do you get what I'm saying? There are some people like that, uniquely like that you don't really look your age, you take care of yourself and all of that. An older man with matured, I think for me, the maturity in mind, emotional maturity is very important for me, emotional intelligence. I am a sapiosexual. I vibe off a man that, is
brains,
witty.
yeah.
I see that alone can get both of us cuddling.
Are the kids open to you dating again?
They have been begging me. My daughter's like, okay, Eliana is a thrill. You should not bring my children on your podcast. They're going to rat me out like, she just go, when are you going to stop working so that when are you going to get a man so that you can stop doing all this plenty work? Just like, Mom, you work too much. Then my son just ran out of the room. Hey. The man must love her. Oh. We don't want her this one. That she must be. They want a man that can love her. So my children are a blessing.
That's amazing
to me. They understand what they know. What at the age that they are angels. Like even if I felt my marriage was a mistake, I feel that what you said about God, finding a way to just
make it
say, babe, I still got you. It's okay. It's not a complete mistake. Even for him, it's his journey. I pray for their father that one day he will look back and be a better person for himself. I left not because I didn't still love him. I left because, man, if I am the one enabling this, and this is not what I consider good for you, because I pride you, you're a king, and you're not living up to that, then maybe I am potential, which is another flag. And I'm like, okay, if I am that one, then I'm in a way of that potential because I'm not right for you. I'm an enabler. I'm a fixer. I have to go. I have to also learn how to not want to be that. I need to, can I reduce the masculine energy in me? And I need to know what the feminine side of Kaffy feels like.
But that's why I'm telling you now. Yeah. Sometimes, just let things just be.
That's
Sometimes
what I'm saying.
Like,
I am in the letting be.
If he wants to take it to Zanzibar, why not?
Yes.
If he wants to do, there's the masculine energy that we have that comes from everything we've been through. Yes. And also just comes from you being a survivor. Yeah. I had to consciously work at turning that shit off. Because I realized that what was then happening to me is that men meet me and they just think you've got it. Yeah. You know what I mean? They just look at you like
you don't need me. Like she doesn't need nobody.
She's got it, and then it also almost makes me feel like I'm a boss at work. I'm a boss at when I come home. I don't
want to be a baby.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I used to be just a baby. Like, oh God, you should see me looking like a baby. You say, no, it's a like Kaffy, so you can feel like there's not much, I am a child inside of me. And that child needs a safe place to explore herself. And I want a man that can help me I want it out. I want to be on that playground somewhere with someone.
I think
But
start with just meeting someone and just knocking boots, and then if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere.
Who is am I knocking the boot? If you have a recommendation,
This is going to be my project. Because listen, sis, like, yeah.
Because right now, like, you know how you have this fear of just meeting anybody random, and I was like, I think I'm safer with a recommendation than.
I actually think it's the other way around. I hate when people try to introduce me to people. It never works. Because I feel like when a guy comes to my life knowing that somebody introduced him, he already feels like 50% of the work is done. Oh, she's expecting me to call. I don't like that.
I feel like some people always have this mindset of a single mother with kids, and their mindset is always that how would the children take them? How is the energy? My children's energy, I didn't raise them without love in their hearts. They just want to see mommy happy. That is the most important thing. And I believe that they're the kind of kids that are open to a man that loves mommy truly and would want to, you understand what I'm saying? They're not that kind of kids that would be like, oh, without that. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'll say fortunately and unfortunately, because their dad was not playing his role the way it is, they're not really missing that. You understand? So most of the time...
You see, that I don't mean to... That's why when I say what I'm saying...
Yes.
I know why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Yeah, I want to even land it before people misconstrue me. They're not missing that, but I'm not liking the fact that it's not there. I still need that masculine energy. So that's why sometimes some of my male friends, you know, like Mr. P, who is a very fatherly person, they go and hang out. I need them to see how that dynamics work. That there's a balance. That the male figure's presence, especially for my son, is very important for him as well. So that it's not just the feminine energy that they grew up with. Even though I have my masculine side, but I need them to see it in the image of the masculine figure. You understand what I'm saying? So I need all these things that you're saying, babe. I do want it. And I do need it. I've just gotten to a point where I've understood a lot more now than I used to, and I've learned a lot more than where I was. And with that newfound knowledge, I want to explore again.
Yeah.
And say, okay, now that I think I get it, can I see how that flows out there? I don't want to control any man. I don't want to force anybody down the aisle. I don't want you to be Mr. Right. I just want you to be Mr. Wanna be with me.
Oh,
that's what it is.
And I do hope that you get that. Like on that note, I feel like we've definitely we've overspent our time. And I know that I guess a lot of the viewers do not know that we actually know each other. And we talk. So, you know, when I say things like, you know, you need a man to take care of your kids, not because I'm trying to say you can't.
Of course.
It's also because I feel like, you know, you've done incredibly well.
Thank you.
I am super inspired by how you've held it together. God knows, I've told you before several times that I would have walked on the streets naked. I can't. Like, God knows who he gives these battles. I just can't do it. We can't.
And I want to wrap up by letting people know that we're so quick to judge someone in pain out of the love betrayal matrix. That pain is excruciating. And you see somebody want to jump off the bridge, you see comments like, so now man make you hang yourself, now man make you poison yourself. Oh my goodness. If you know what love is so potent in itself that it made God want to wipe us off. He wiped off the earth once because we're doing something against what love should be. If you take that to home to tell you how aggravated our God was, how hurt. The Bible said he was hurt and he regretted making man.
The only time he regretted
making man, because he had to bring who he is and the mercy and the grace which we enjoy to allow us to be and allow us to walk towards it, because that's what love is. I want to let people understand healing. Can I curse a bit?
You can.
Healing is a motherfucker. Healing is a bitch.
Because one day you're good and the next day you're right back where you started.
And it is not linear. Because you have a way of gravitating your heart towards something else. Somebody else's mind cannot contain it. All they think of is jump, jump, jump. That's where you get freedom. You think you are better than somebody that was about to jump off the bridge because you are still standing while you are a walking carcass of yourself. You're a dead man walking. Do you understand what I'm saying? Some people have to be, do you know that some people, because of pain of relationship, are now Oloshos? Some people have decided to be I'm going to mess up any girl I see because of that. And they are on that train. And they are digging a deeper hole. But it feels good, and because there's a grandiosity towards it, an acceptance towards it. There's somewhere that is feeding that ego. You think it's okay. Some have turned to cocaine. Some have turned to so many abusive substances or lifestyle. Some have become armed robbers. Some have become killers just because of a pain. Not necessarily even relationship. Some from parental pain. Some from growing up pain. Some from an abuse or trauma. They ran to becoming somebody else. But somebody said they want to free themselves by killing themselves. I am not condoning suicide. But I'm saying, instead of judging the reaction, let's understand that the pain is that potent.
Oof. And on that note, I don't think there's anything else I need to add. You know, I will just say that I always tell people is it's easy for you to judge, but may life not test us with those things that we think we're better than. Because the universe is listening when you're judging someone and thinking, oh, because of this, you want to do this. Because of when it comes around like a boomerang, you will find yourself doing worse things than they did.
And because both of us are sitting down here, we're not sitting down in a glory of we've not made the mistakes or we've not been critical about things or we've not judged certain. There are some things that I've looked at when I'm like, I'm not going to die. When they still land me, I say, hey, no wonder this had to feel this way. Do you get what I'm saying? So we both had our share of different experiences. Let's not just be kind. I feel kindness is the most important thing. Whether you want somebody, you don't want them, you like them, you don't like them anymore. Kindness, it's still the ultimate thing.
Well, I'm going to say, ladies, stay wicked. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Kaffy brought in all the peace in the world. And I hope you guys have had fun literally listening to her. I'm still in support of her getting her groove back on. Because listen, sis, maybe you just need a little bit of calm. That might,
something to calm the spirit. I tell you in the Bible, I read Psalm, you understand? I watch sermon and meditation.
Wow. All right. Catch you on the next episode of Toke Moment. Love you all. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, listen on all the streaming platforms out there. I will see you on our next episode. Goodbye.